It's our time. It's our time. It's our time. Grab your pencil. It's our time. The first episode of It's Our Time on Rayman TV. What we're going to do each and every episode of It's Our Time is I'm going to show you how to draw the Pokemon in the Pokédex. Today's episode we're gonna start from the beginning and go to the end. It's gonna take us a while to get there, and I hope you enjoy this artistic journey. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell so you can know when all the videos drop. Today's episode, we are gonna start with the Bulbasaur line. It's gonna be Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Mega Venusaur, and Gigantimax Venusaur. I'm going to show you how to draw them, and let's get to it. You want to have your supplies ready. You need some sort of paper, a couple pencils, and I'm going to use a Sharpie to sharpen in the drawings. Now let's get this pad open. It's the first page. I bought this specifically so I could do this. I'm going to set this here, and you're going to hear voiceover from here on out, most likely. Voiceover from here on out, because the camera's going to be at the page now. Okay, let's get to it. Here we go. I'm going to be using a blue pencil. To show you how to start drawing Bulbasaur. First, I need to sharpen it. I like to have a sharp point when I'm doing my artwork. Of his line, Bulbasaur is the simplest. We're going to start with a circle, kind of an oval for his head, and put a couple ears for him. Then some outlines for his mouth. We're going to draw him in kind of a sitting position, so we're going to do a line in the back. Then we're going to do his legs coming from the bottom of his face. Two of his legs. Jut out for the rest of his legs. We can do his tail. There's a little bulb on his back. You kind of want to do two lines jutting outwards. A little one in the middle for the edge of the flower. Lines on the sides. Line underneath there. Lines outward. Then drawing his eyes, it's a couple of triangles. And some circles for his eyeballs. That. A little bit for the mouth. We start putting in some details for him. Like the little markings on his head. And on his body. And what we're going to do also, at the end of each video, we're going to do what's called the Picture Dex. And it's going to show each and every Pokemon that we've gotten so far and collected in the Picture Dex. So I'm going to show the first three in this one. But it's going to be awesome once it's done. around his head a little bit. And now that I've gotten this far, I'm going to start inking him with my fine point Sharpie, so you can see him better. There's that. Go to that. Go. I love drawing these. Well, not really that good drawing Pokemon yet, but we're going to learn together how to do it. And put his little nose in there. He's got those extraneous teeth that hang out. His markings can be whatever shape you want them to be, because multiple Bulbasaur have different markings overall. No two Bulbasaurs have the same markings on them, but for art's sake, for the game's sake, they just tend to keep the same markings on all of them, just to simplify the sprites. But if you want to do real world things, the markings are a little different between every Bulbasaur. As you can see, I don't always follow the exact markings I have when I'm from my initial drawing, because I try to clean up the drawings as I go, realizing that I'm not exactly perfect when I'm drawing them to begin with, but that's okay. It's okay if your drawings are not perfect when you start, but when you ink them, you gotta be a little more cautious on what you're doing, a little more intentional. If you don't see me turn my head. Let's put a little bit of smile on this Bulbasaur. And voila! Bulbasaur! Now we're going to go on to the next page. Oh, it didn't bleed through. Awesome. The next page is going to be Bulbasaur's a little bit crazier brother. I'm not too fond of the lines outside of Bulbasaur, or the line outside of Bulbasaur, but it's a similar shape with you want to do it a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger head. Start the same way with the ears. You want to put them a little bit further apart because the head's a little wider. Do a little fatter body. The bulb is still going to be partly there. Put the legs a little bit further apart. Start putting the shapes for the leaves on the back of the bloom. You make the circles for the eyes a little more narrow, a little smaller. You still have the markings on it. As I'm teaching you this, I'm also trying to use reference material when I'm doing this because I'm not perfect. I want to make sure I get these right when I'm showing you how to do these things. It's like a bigger brother of there. Oh. Fix this. Okay, there we go. Do this one a little bigger. Leaves pop out. We'll fix the entire shape of the leaf in a minute. Okay, let's come up from behind his head. His eyes are still. Didn't realize his eyes are still the same shape as Bulbasaur's. Literally. Now we work on the leaves. Leaves have some indentures into them, some cuts into them. The markings on Ivysaur as well. Next week we're going to delve into a fan favorite, which is the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard line, and that's going to include both. That's going to include Mega Charizard X and Y. Which I've not ever drawn. I've drawn Charizard, but not Charizard X or Y. Or not even drawn Mega Charizard as of yet. Not Mega, but Gigantamax, sorry. As we finish up this looks to the leaves. Leaves can be, as long as it's somewhat reminiscent, it'll be okay. Gotta sharpen my pencil a little bit. Usually takes me about 5-10 minutes to do these drawings, so go. Now we get the Sharpie. There it is. And we start filling in our friend Ivysaur here. I always start with the head. That's where I always start when I draw something. Be funny. I may have someone come and look at this video. Oh, is that how you draw Ivysaur? And then I specifically state in the video that I'm using reference, an actual drawing of Ivysaur, and this is just my interpretation of how it's drawn. Am I perfect at drawing? No. Do I like drawing? Yes. In the process of this video series, I'm going to be drawing characters I've not ever drawn Pokemon wise. I'm going to wind up drawing Deoxys and stuff like that. We're going to get to a point where I may have to go one Pokemon per episode, which is going to make this series take a little longer, but it's okay. I'm okay with it because that'll give me more content. Plus, it might be a little bit faster to find the videos. Plus, some Pokemon have so many forms it's ridiculous. When I get to the Alcremie ones, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really crazy. And there we go. There's Ivysaur. Is it perfect? No. But I'm okay with it not being perfect. I think I need to put a hint of a leaf over there. Okay. Is it perfect? No. Is it how I'm drawing it? Well, let's put this in there. Put some more details on him. Is he perfect? No. But then the Ivysaur visual has changed a little bit over the years anyways. You go back to Red and Blue, he's a lot different now than he was back then. That's it for Ivysaur. Now we turn the page. It is time for Venusaur. Venusaur is a fat boy. A very big fat frog. We're going to go here. We're going to make him the fattest frog around. Game out. I want to make sure I get the details right on Venusaur. like tree-like thing on the back, his plant with the blooms coming off the top. The leaves coming off the sides as well. And for some reason in this form is where the Bulbasaur Venusaur line loses the pattern that's on its back. It gains warts. Lots and lots of warts. I'm going to draw the male version of this. The female version has a little point on the top, but I don't like to draw the point on the top of my... And the claws are not rounded, they're got little points on the ends of them. Sorry, I gotta make this where you can see the actual drawing, so gotta put it a little bit closer into view of the camera. There's spots on the leaves up top. There is, okay. It's kind of crazy how the design of the Megas and the Gigantimax forms accentuate certain features of stuff like Venusaur and other Pokemon out there. Kitty ears are smaller. Now we draw the warts on here. And yes, this thing has a ton of warts. Okay, now we're going to fill in the design with the Sharpie. The one who gave me the idea for this series is my own father, which I thought was cool. I'm going to fill this in, get the points to his nails. There's a wart, there's a wart, there's a wart. There's a wart, there's a wart. He always looks like he's either mad or tired. I can understand the tired part. If you notice, from the early sketch of this drawing, you could see that I actually whoopsed on the size of the back leg. So I had to fix that, which I did. Drawn from a slightly different perspective than my reference, but hey, it's okay. I try to keep perspective with these drawings. I know that a lot of the drawings for in the Pokédex originally don't have the greatest perspectives per se. It looks a little off sometimes. Because it looks like there's a tropical sprout coming out of the back of Bulbasaur. I mean Venusaur, sorry. Alright, and there's Venusaur. Now let's go to one of the harder ones. Mega Venusaur. Oh, this will be fun. Gigantimax Venusaur is going to be one of the easier ones because it's crazy. Okay, we draw Venus. Do the outline for Venusaur. I sharpen my pencil every now and then. Okay, didn't see. Try not to make these longer than 30 minutes, but it's like this video is going to run over 30 minutes, so we'll be okay. I know you can't really tell what Venusaur looks like right now because I'm just drawing in the quick sketch parts. Okay, now we're gonna put in all the details on Venusaur, on Mega Venusaur. Just drawing the feet here. You think this one's crazy? Wait till we get to Gigantamax Venusaur. That one's a crazy one, which didn't come about till recently. I learned something looking at the reference earlier for this one. Trying to figure out why certain things were the way they were. You know, it's because there's not just one stalk on Mega Venusaur, there's 3. That leads to the higher stalks, the higher leaves on the back. And there we go. That's a quick version of Mega Venusaur. Perfect. No. And now we go on to the final one, which is Gigantimax Venusaur, which is really fun and interesting. Because for Gigantimax Venusaur, we're going to draw basically a dome on top, a little crown, I've never drawn these Gigantamax clouds before, and I know they look like snakes flying through the air. Which is weird to me. Of all the Venusaurs, this may actually be the easiest to draw. Because you're really hiding most of Venusaur underneath this a freaking dome. Which, believe it or not, is actually the red blooms from his leaves. You got the leaves here coming out underneath it. Then you get the vines for his Gigantamax move. Okay, we can do this. Got green spots on the bottom down here. Okay, now we're going to start filling in the details. You don't see much of Venusaur's face in this one. There'll be spots on the bottom of them. He's just a huge, massive overgrowth on him. And honestly, this is the first time I've ever drawn Gigantamax Venusaur. Not a bad job of doing it. The Gigantamax clouds around him. And there we go. Gigantamax Venusaur. It's Bulbasaur! Ding! It's Ivysaur! Ding! It's Venusaur! Ding! It's Mega Venusaur! Ding! It's Gigantimax Venusaur. Ding. Thank you for staying with me through the entire episode. I know it's a little longer than I intended it to be. I wanted it to be around 30 minutes, and it's a little bit longer than 30 minutes. But hey, it's okay. We got through 5 forms today. Normally, I'm probably going to cut since this video was the first one, I'm probably going to cut them down the next episodes. I may start just doing 5-6 minute episodes of each individual Pokemon themselves. Some episodes will take longer because they got more forms or patterns. We'll see how it goes. But until next time, thank you for joining us today. Check us out at BD Rainey, RAINEY 2031 at TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, be cool by being you, because you know what? You're awesome just the way you are. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video. Peace!